Okay, hello everybody. Let's just make sure that everything is fine before I go ahead and do this, but I think the stream should be good to go. So, one thing I need to do is to check my YouTube. This is the first time I'm actually streaming to YouTube, so I need to just make sure that everything is good and nothing bad is going on. Hopefully that should be fine, but let me just confirm this before I do anything else. So one thing I need to do is I need to check YouTube. Let me just have a look here. Okay, seems to be fine. So let me just do this. I'm gonna ping the guys on my Discord. Prestige creation stream is live here. And this should be fine right now. So we're just gonna wait for people to hop on. And as everything is going, hey Rambo Marine, okay, so you did find it. Terrible Toaster Inc. I'm assuming your name is Terrible. I'm assuming you're Terribleness, and then we have Leveran. ETA woman. I gotta go to a friend's party. Shame I won't get to see it. Going to the airport right away under the extra. Okay, so this is the first time I'm actually streaming to YouTube, so I'm not really sure about how to use the. I'm not sure, like. there's like a lot of information that's being thrown at me on the streamer kind of back end that's giving me things to look at, but hopefully I will, I think, figure this out eventually. Who am I? Watch Ray gets put in the F tier. Okay, so I guess we can just get started. So this thing was prepared by Kaitu some time ago, and initially my plan was to take this into Photoshop and just do the tier list separately. But I figured what would happen is I'd be reinventing the wheel. I have already realized there's something I do not like about the YouTube interface. That is blocking the important parts of the window for me. So just let me change this. Blue Oak, Kek W, how are you guys doing? So, like, I can't actually see your usernames, your actual usernames. I'm using that guy's Mengsk, but I can see some of your usernames, but the rest of you guys, like, I can recognize you from your icon from Discord. So if I do not recognize you, just say, what you are or who you are. Like, I know who Rambo Marine is. I know who Istvan Cooley is. Blue Oak, I'm not sure. I think you are Mengsk. I'm not sure. Leveran is fine. Fake name, okay. You are Mengsk? Okay, yeah. So if I do not recognize you guys, do let me know. And yeah, okay, so let's get started. Prestige tier list. Initially, what I wanted to do is I wanted to take this into Photoshop and do some changes to it, but I will do this later. So the first question is, how many tiers do we want to have? And I think what I want to do is I want to reduce the number of tiers. So I'm thinking like I want to do a base tier, and then I want to do 2 tiers below and 2 tiers up. So I think what we do is we do this. So we're gonna work on this. Here comes a real. Hey, Darn Schnitzel, how's it going? So I like how you guys are like taking guesses already into how like upset I'm gonna be. So we are gonna call this the base tier, and yeah, we'll call this the base tier because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the base prestiges first. I was promised Photoshop. Yeah, I changed my idea. I changed my plan. I figured I was reinventing the wheel. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a base tier first. So I'm gonna do the level 0 prestiges first, and then we're gonna work through the other ones. So let's do it. Abathur. At base, at 0, Abathur is pretty good. It's considered A tier, A class. Actually, well, before I do that, let's change this a little bit. Let's have a little bit of fun. We will do PogChamp. Let's do a PogChamp tier. And then let's do a Craigasm tier. And over here we will do, can I just change it like this? We can do a lull tier, and then we can do a Keck W tier. So obviously that is basically what we're going to be working with. So Abathur, I think Abathur already is at like Craigasm at P0. Alarak is, I would say, PogChamp. On what? Oh right, yeah. We should actually list out the criteria. That's actually a really good point. So can I add text to this? Good thing you mentioned that, because like I thought I was gonna do it, but then I forgot I was gonna do that. So let's just do writing system, Arial regular. Can I add the font color? How do I change the font color? Okay, so test. What happens if I do this? One second. Okay, you guys can't see that because it's in white. So how do I add text on this? This is so dumb. I've never done text before. Can I add a filter to it and change the color? Color key, image mask, blend, color correction, gamma contrast, brightness. Okay, this will be good enough. It's not gonna be clean, but it's good enough, close enough there. So I'm assuming you guys can see that. This is why like I don't like streaming to YouTube. So just write in the prestige tier description. Where is this description thing? I do not know where this is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do this, and I'm gonna change the font size. I'm gonna make it like a little bit smaller. I'm gonna make it maybe 100. What does it look like there? A little bit smaller as well. So let's do 50. Okay, there we go. So it'll be there at the top of my screen there. So let us talk about what we want to do. We're gonna assume you're playing random commander plus a random map. You're assuming also no mutators are active. Because what I think is the case is that pretty much every single prestige thing pretty much every single prestige is gonna have some kind of use on mutations. And Pepe Hands no Komodo Hype, fine. I'm just gonna change this to Komodo Hype. There you go. To Komodo Hype there. So we're just going to assume that you're playing a random commander, random map. So you're looking for robustness of the prestige. So you're not picking prestiges that just hard counter one map. They need to be really good on pretty much all the maps. And the other thing we want to check and we want to confirm is that we're not playing up against mutators. Because if you're playing up against mutators, it's not particularly... you will need to modify your prestige selections for that. So let us just use that as our selection criteria. So did I miss any of the messages? Did I miss anything else here? Looks like P3 Avid. Looks at P3 Avid, they just farm void rifts. Yeah, so like basically things like that you're trying to avoid. So Abathur at Craigasm, Alarak at Komodo Hype, I think he's pretty decent. Artanis, I'm kind of like thinking one of these two. Like, I think to be I think it'll be honest, like Artanis is one of the weakest commanders in the game, so I'm gonna put him in the lull tier. How fast and criteria is how fast and easy they can clear a map. Really, Han Horror P3 has a use. I use it because I like firebombs. They're useful. The criteria how fast and easy they can clear the map. I think it's like how well they can just conduct themselves in the mission. If you're looking at like speed clearing, then you're kind of going a little bit too much. But I think yeah, no mutators definitely hurts Artanis. Artanis. The thing about Artanis is like he's nice to have as an ally, but he's not particularly nice to have as not an ally. Dahaka, I think Craigasm tier. I don't think he's. I think like putting him in the Komodo Hype tier would be like injustice to him. Phoenix is He's a solid commander. He doesn't really excel at anything, but he's not really bad either. So I don't know. I'm thinking maybe like at the base, like he's average. Han Horner, average as well. Maybe a little bit weak. Are they like as bad as Artanis? No mutators active. I think they're alright. I think Han Horner is alright. Karax, alright, commander. Kerrigan. Will you sort the tiers themselves? So Abathur, Grahaka in no order. I can sort it a little bit later. I just want to get the rough tier here. Kerrigan, Komodo Hype, or Craigasm? I think Komodo Hype. Kerrigan is pretty solid. Including masteries? Yes. Oh right. I should actually add this as well. Let me add that. Full masteries. Ideal masteries. Or yeah, all masteries. All masteries? Level 90 mastery. There we go. Thank you for that. Okay. So Kerrigan, I think Komodo Hype, maybe Craigasm tier as well. Kerrigan's a really solid commander. Mengsk in the Komodo Hype tier. Nova, Komodo Hype as well, I think. Raynor, he's solid, not particularly great. Stetman, with Super Gary? Also right level 15. Well, it's assumed that you're playing on level 15. If you have your masteries, you're playing level 15. Stukov, average, he's okay. Swan, kinda weak. Slow to get started. I'm gonna put him in the level tier. Tychus, Craigasm tier, I think. Swan in the Gek W tier. Tychus, Craigasm? I think so. I think he's really, really strong. Vorzun? Komodo Hype? Vorzun is like stupidly strong. And Zagara. Zagara is... I'd say Komodo Hype tier as well. And then Zerto, Craigasm tier. So I think we're basically all in agreement at this. Okay, best for the last, so the end. Okay, so no one seems to be yelling at me as of yet on this. So Mengsk is stronger than Komodo Hype. You think Mengsk is Craigasm? I mean, like, you know what? I agree with you. I agree. Yes, that was a mistake. Mengsk is definitely Craigasm tier. I'm waiting for some prestigious to yell. I agree. You know what? I agree. Mengsk is definitely on the Craigasm tier. Okay, so let's start with Abathur. P1. P1, assuming you're doing random commander, random map, and you lose your ultimate evolutions, I think he instantly drops. He's okay. He's not bad, but he's not particularly like great. I don't have Stetboy, but he might be Craigasm as well. Stetman is like, he's alright. Random commander, random map. Like, he's pretty solid. Does he go up here? I think, you know what, yeah, you know what, I agree with you. I think he's good enough to go into the Craigasm tier. How do you evaluate P1? Well, either Mass Mutalisk or Mass Cabbage. I think they're both, like, they're kind of okay. You lose a lot of the pushing power in the early game. You lose your early game strength. And that is why you go to like, why you drop down. So let's go at P1 Alrak. What is P1 Alrak? It's the Artificer of Souls. Artificer of Souls. I'd say it's equally as good. It's Komodo Hype, I think. P1 Artanis is the Storms. So this one actually makes Artanis better. It doesn't make him good, it just makes him better. Makes his units more expensive, so it slows him down, but he's still pretty decent. P1 Dahaka, Craigasm tier. He's like really, really solid. You lose that very little bit. A Kundelar Phoenix. This is gonna be interesting. Where is P1 Phoenix? Where is P0 Phoenix? And this is the first problem. It's like I can't find Phoenix. Where is Phoenix? Oh, there he is. It's 10:30 at night, guys. So, alright. So he's this. I think P1 Phoenix is like. He's like in the middle here. I think he's like really, really good. Is he as good as Kraygas? Is he as good as like P1 Dahaka and Tychus and Zeratul? I don't think so. I think he's good, but he's not that good. Because there's a lot of extra micro that's required. So I think Komodo hype there for Phoenix. P1 Han Horner, same. Like it's decent. It's much better than the P0 one. You get top bar wave clear. Yeah, I think it's fair. Arbiter glitch makes P1 Phoenix a lot better than he should be. Yes, that is also true. It's a bug. P1 Karax says iDef. iDef Karax. I mean, random commander, random map, you're not really benefiting very much. I'm gonna put him the same as the base tier. So, Kerrigan P1 is the malignant creep. You lose out your mega worms. It drops Kerrigan down to just like okay. She's not really bad. What a prestige have to be to the bottom tier base if Swan doesn't make it? Oh, you're gonna see. You're gonna see. I already have plans for those. I already have plans. Mensk P1 is what? Is the Earthsplitter Prestige. Earthsplitter Prestige is like... What do you lose out on the Earthsplitter? What is it? I can't even remember what the downside is. What is the downside? Does anyone remember what the downside of the Earthsplitter Prestige is? I can't remember. I haven't used it in a while. P1 character has stupid synergy with other commanders. Yes. Yes, it does. You nuke cooldown, right? You lose out on nuke cooldown, right? You know what? I'd say it's equivalent. Where do you guys think this should go? I think somewhere in the middle. Like, it's not bad that you lose out on nukes. Somewhat unfortunate, but it's not really too big of a deal. But like, you're playing every commander, every map, yeah. What are your thoughts? It's super strong on some maps. It's only bad on SOA, yeah. So still Kraygasm tier. I think you guys would agree. It's still not too bad. It's kind of the same. It doesn't really make him crappier, just different playstyle. P1 Nova I think is really good. I don't think it's that much better. So I'm gonna put her same with Komodo hype there. P1 Raynor. Okay, where does P1 Raynor go? That goes in the Kick W tier because you're never gonna be able to clear the mission. So someone had asked which one goes into the Kick W tier. P1 Raynor is one of them. Almost always you will never get the benefit out of P1 Raynor. Because I'm going to explain this because it's really important because I know a lot of people are going to get mad at me for saying this. But for Raynor, if you are able to clear the mission before the 8-minute mark, and this is not my words, this is by really proficient, one of the best Raynor players on the planet. If you are able to clear the mission before the 8-minute mark, P1 Raynor is better. If not, it is always better to play P0 Raynor because the orbital command centers pay off way more than you would spend on your army, and it allows you to be able to remax a lot quicker. So P1 Raynor is on the Kick W tier. This prestige is literally was made for one person on the planet, and that's Lil Aaron. He's the only person that can actually benefit from this prestige, because most people are just not able to realistically clear missions before the 8-minute mark. But my 0 DPS P1 Fireball can almost take Hybrid Dominator Plasma Blast. There are cool things about it. I'm not saying that the other thing as well is that the criteria is the effectiveness, not the coolness of the prestige. I think all the prestiges are really, really cool. So actually, I should also put that down before other people yell at me. Utility not coolness. There we go. We'll put that as well. Because I know a lot of people that will be watching this VOD will start yelling at me like, oh, why did you rate it that way? So, there we go. We are going to do it like so. Make it a little bit better here. So, let me just have a look at the settings, stream input. Just 1 second. I'm still trying to figure out like various things here. Okay, I kind of messed up the resolution, but that's fine. My resolution is at like 1600 by 900, which is somewhat unfortunate, but whatever. We shall keep going. Raynor having Nova infantry is cool, not effective, exactly. So, Stetman, P1. P1 Stetman losing out Super Gary. You lose Super Gary, you go into the little tier. Losing out on Super Gary is huge, especially because like invulnerable satellites are just irrelevant. Question: is it rated for optimal or intended playstyle? For example, P2 Manx can be played with Trooper like P0. Does it include Royal Guard build? I'm assuming like you're utilizing the prestige for what it's supposed to be. So there we go. P1 Stukov. P1 Stukov actually jumps into the Komodo hype tier. That like it solves such a huge problem for Stukov, which is units are really expensive. So P1 Stukov, Komodo hype. P1 Swan. You're losing out on the drill calldowns, but you're getting that slow. I've used it a little bit. I have played with P1 Swan. It's alright. I don't think it's an improvement over Swan's regular play, so I'm just gonna put it with the regular Swan there. Losing out on the drill calldowns hurts your ability to clear the missions very effectively. I think it hasn't really improved Swan very much. And then we go to Tychus P1. What is P1? P1 is technical recruiter, right? It's okay. Yeah, it doesn't really like. I don't. It makes the stuff a little bit more expensive, but you can spam your abilities, so it's fine. I think P1 Stukov feels more effective than P0 because your APM feels more meaningful, but probably not much stronger. The reason why I like P1 Stukov is because P1 Stukov solves a huge problem that Stukov has, which is his mech units are really expensive. So reducing the cost of his mech units is huge for Stukov, and it helps a lot there. P1 Vorzun, you lose your recall. I think this one goes down into the base tier. It's like it's okay. It's not bad, but I think losing Vorzun's key mobility feature, which is the the Dark Pylon recall, is really important, and I think that is why I'm putting it into the base tier. P1 Zagara. I have played P1 Zagara. I played P1 Zagara. It's okay. Again, like I said, it's okay. I don't think it's an improvement over P0. You lose out on Zagara, you lose out on Frenzy, but you do have a lot of free units that end up spawning, so that's actually kind of nice. I don't like P1 Tychus. P0 is better. Good job, man. It's good. It's about time for this tier list to be done. Yes, I know a lot of people have been waiting for this. Losing mobility that 70% of players forget exists. I use it on a few missions. I think it's really important. Minor evacuation, I use it to recall additional void rays to the evacuation ship because I drop the pylons to launch the ships because I use a mass void ray build on minor evacuation. Rifts to core hall, I use it so I can recall my army back to intercept attack waves. It's very useful. I find recall to be really important. P1 Zagar is better than P0 in my opinion. The free units compound fast. I don't know. Like I don't think it goes into like the Craigasm tier. Like Craigasm tier is like really good. I don't know. I don't know if P1 is like you're so susceptible to splash damage, which is one of the big problems. Anoxon, Craigasm, it's like it's not really very impactful. Okay. P2. Let's start doing P2s. P2 Abathur. P2 here. P2 Alrak is what? That's the Empower Me prestige. That's also fine. It's like It's not a particular improvement, but it's not a decrease in strength. You lose out on the taxi fleet, but it's not really that important. You haven't seen much P1 Zagara. I know I played P1 Zagara for the weekly mutation. Like I've seen it. I've seen it being played. I've played it, but I don't know. I still think you're susceptible to splash damage. Um, like I said, I don't think it warrants the Craigasm tier. Elrak can solo clear every base with B2. Yeah, yeah. But again, is it worth the Craigasm tier? I don't think so. I don't think so. Arcana Speed 2? Arcana Speed 2, he gets a warp speed increase, so I think it makes him a little bit better, but not that much. So he'll be in the base tier here. The Haka B2 is the Primal Contender Prestige. I do not like this, so I'm gonna put this one in the Komodo hype tier. I think it reduces the Haka's power level a little bit. Yes, you get an immortal Doctrine. You get a nice immortal Doctrine, but losing out on the ability to multi-push with pack leaders and the Haka, I think is a huge. I think it's a huge issue there. Gatsika will contradict you on this one. Really? P2 Dahaka? You think P2 Dahaka is actually better? Hard disagree on Dahaka P2. P2 Dahaka shines in mutations. Punisher, I'm not looking at mutations. It says it right on the video. I'm not looking at no mutators are active. This is for random commander, random map. So pretty much every single map that you play on random command, random map is not for mutations. B2 Dahaka is strong. B2 Dahaka also gives a boost to early Dahaka experience. There's very little to gain. Risking Dahaka's presence early game just makes the bar. Remember to kill essence to collect. So what, you guys think it's in the Craigasm tier? Do you guys think that P2 Dahaka is as strong as P0 or P1 with the ability to multi-push with pack leaders? Do you guys think it is as good as P0? You see they're similar in power? Okay, fair enough. I will be like full disclosure, like I have not used P2 Dahaka. I don't like the single hand, like just microing a single unit, but fair enough. In P2 Dahaka, P1 Dahaka is ridiculous and nothing can really compare. Multi-push sounds too situational. I actually agree with that, yeah. You know what? Yeah, you're right. Multi-pushing is too situational. Okay. P2 Phoenix. P2 Phoenix. Okay. Keck W tier? Do you put it in the Keck W tier or the low tier? Yeah, I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you guys. Okay, so I need to do something else here. There we go. We'll create a new tier called Amon should just leave the game. Wait, what? No, that's not what I wanted to do. This is, what was it? Was it Craigasm? This is Craigasm. I need to add a row above. Here we go. Let's figure this out. Hang on a second, guys. Amon should just leave the game. There we go. So, P2 Phoenix, Amon should just leave the game. It's like the second Amon sees P2 Phoenix, just leave the game. Oh my god, what did I do? Okay, there we go, I fixed it. Let's put that red, there we go. There we go. I think I did that right now. There we go. So P2 Phoenix, Amon should just leave the game. P2 Han Horner is pretty solid. Komodo Hype, guys. I think Komodo Hype is fair for P2 Han Horner. Like, I think it's pretty solid. I think it's a solid prestige. Karax P2 is... Where's Karax here? I think it's a Komodo Hype. I think it's pretty solid. I think it's an improvement over Karax P1. No Wake P2 Phoenix is stronger than them. Zeratul and Abathur? I agree. You know what? I agree with. Okay, let's. I'm gonna have so many tiers here. P0, P1 Zeratul, P0 Abathur, P2 Abathur. Or actually, should I just shift them down? Yeah, you know what? Let's shift them down. Otherwise, we're gonna like create these other tiers here. We're gonna leave that in case we find another one that's really OP. Let's do this. This is a little bit better. Let's do that. And we'll put Phoenix with this one, which will make it a little bit fairer. So we can actually we'll leave this. We'll leave this. Can we leave this now? Let's remove it. Let's delete this row. Okay, so let's stick with this. Good prestige. P2 Kerrigan. Really strong prestige. Crazy strong. P2 Minsk. Solid prestige as well. Why is Karak's P1 so high? Where is P1? P1 Karak's is base. I have him listed as like base over here. He's alright. This is the iDef build, right? I don't see it as a big improvement over P0. Okay. Nova P2 is the tactical airlift one. The one that I have never played. This goes in the battle tier. You're sacrificing your Griffin airstrikes for tactical airlift, which is just never a good thing. Okay. P2 Raynor, I think is solid. Is it an improvement over is it an improvement over P0? I don't think so. P2 Stetman. Okay. I gotta add like one more. So we did need it. Just not for P2 Phoenix. We'll put P2 Stetman over here near the top. There we go. P2 Stetman right there at the top. Image just leave the game at P2 Stetman. I think Noah P2 is just one tier down. You don't have to bank that many airstrikes anyway. You think I should? You think it's on the base tier? It's like it's all right. I think losing out on the airstrikes is huge, though. Okay, Stukov P2. What is the downside to? What is the downside? You don't totally lose them. You lose out like 50% of your airstrikes, I guess. What is the downside for Stukov P2? Stukov P2 is like the Banshee one, right? You load the stuff in the Banshees. Just half of them. Okay, I moved it up to the base tier. Half the infested lifetime. Okay. Stukov P2 goes into the level tier. It's going to the level tier, or does it go to base tier? A lot lower base case. I think it's base. Like if I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible. It's P0 with benefits. Actually, that is right. But is it like Komodo hype quality? Is it on the same like the thing is like Raynor is bad anyway. Like it was not bad, but like he's alright anyway, and he doesn't really become that much better with the P2. It's like it is better than P0, but I don't think it's enough to say that he's like as good as like some of the other commanders. But I do agree. It's like it is an improvement. But P2, Stukov, is he like he doesn't really get like that much worse. It doesn't make him really worse, but it doesn't really improve him either. It's like it's a nothing prestige. So it's a poorly designed prestige, but still technically better than P's. Yeah. I think it's the same thing with like Raynor, right? It's an improvement, but it's not a significant improvement to bring him up a rank. P2 Swan, iDef Prestige, Kick W. Actually, is it Kick W? It's not kick W, right? It just makes your unit slightly more expensive. You can still play it on the random queue, so I think it's still on the level tier. I've crashed my Atlas game that's too copied. There was a running joke on my Discord. They were like, Stukov P2 has a chance to double your income at some point because your ally crashes. Yeah. Okay. Stankus P2, Lone Wolf. I don't think it's Amon that should leave the game level. Like, it's not as ridiculously overpowered as it used to be. If like if this was the old Lone Wolf, it would go up here, but I think it got nerfed. Karax B1 should be at the level tier. Where's Karax B1 at currently? Karax B1 is the iDef Prestige, right? What do you lose out on? What is the downside of Karax B1? You think B2 Swan is Get W? It doesn't really like. It makes his turrets better, but like it doesn't really improve him. It doesn't make him worse. Just slightly more expensive mech units. Stetman P2 is weaker than Titan's P2. I can prove it. Repair beam and some other buffs don't affect the units. Okay. I think the loss of the repair beam, I think, is level tier. Should we put Karax B1 on the level tier? The iDef Prestige. I think losing out on the repair beam is pretty huge. Repair beam may only target structures. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I'll put down the level tier. What is the other one that people are not happy with? Statement P2 is weaker than Ancalagon. How are you doing, Ancalagon? P2 Swan still needs to research the upgrade so it doesn't speed up any part of the game. Yeah, I don't think it like makes him any better. P0 Swan. You think P0 Swan is base? You think he's like average? Tychus P2 needs a rank up with Lone Wolf. Top 2 tiers might need a review. All of Swans are Kick W. P0 Swan is base. I'm tempted to bring him up to the base. He's not a bad commander. I mean, like, is he as bad as Artanis? I think the answer is no. I think Swan is like much better than Artanis. I don't agree that P2 Artanis is better than the base. You mean with the warp speed? Like with the warp increase? Swan is Kick W as a command. I move this down to the lull tier. P2 Artanis down to the lull tier. I don't know. I think P2 Artanis with the extra attack speed does make him a little bit useful, especially with the dragoons. You warp in your dragoons and your immortals, and they deal like the same amount of damage because they get the warp speed haste buff, right? I don't know. You guys discuss that. Is Artanis that bad? Yes, Artanis is like one of the weakest commanders in the game. Six proved that P2 Artanis is still base. If he says Artanis P2 is base, I think we can go with the level tier here. Fine, we'll do the level tier. It's effectively that you lose orbital strikes in the shield top bar. Okay. Warzone P2. Get W. Just instantly get W tier. Warzone P2. Hey Tangor, how's it going? Why is Meng's P0 so high? So his overall army is pretty weak. The reason why his prestige is so good is none of them removes the SO and they buff significantly. His Royal Guard are really strong. His battle cruisers are like, they can one-shot entire attack waves once you get them to rank 3. They're really good. Also, random map random commander applies random Q. You don't want to play Swan on random Q. I can actually do Swan on random Q. I'm actually not afraid when I get Swan on random Q. He works pretty well. You said you play the way in tennis, so you have to build banshees and use them for Stukov. Your argument was he doesn't play different. I said basically like it doesn't make him any better. is like it doesn't provide him very much of a detriment, but it doesn't make him any better. Was the thing I said. ESO is good, Age is good, Pride's good, Nuke's good. Yes, Shadow is good. Everything is good. Yeah, everything in Banks is like it's good. But yes, Warzone P2 kick W. So let me talk about this one because this one again, Warzone P2 creates a prestige is good for a commander when it solves a problem a commander has. So P2 Karax, P1 Stukov, they are good prestiges because they solve a problem the commander has, which is their units are expensive or whatever. So that is where a prestige is actually better. Warzone creates a problem for a commander, which is like Warzone has really powerful like damage output. Her ability for her Dark Templars to take out like a lot of units. The damage reduction from Warzone P2 is just like terrible. Like there are certain missions where you can utilize it effectively, but in general, nothing particularly great. Zagara P2, Mother of Constructs. Is it weaker or is it the same as like Komodo Hype? I'm not sure. I think it's weaker. I think it's weaker than Komodo. Like I don't think it's like on the same level as like P0 Nova. Base commander. Okay, everybody's in agreement. Godlike for leveling. Yes. P2 Zeratul. Where does P2 Zeratul go? He goes up here, right? What is P2 Zeratul? This is the infinite artifact one. I mean, like, you're probably never gonna get the infinite artifacts at the rate you can play in most games, but fine. I mean, like, I don't think any of Zeratul's procedures make him worse. If Artas had Sky Furies, it would be his best unit. For me, it's the same as P0, but P0 Zagara is base and not Komodo anyway. Yeah. Oh, you think P0 Zagara is base? I don't know. I find that she's a pretty strong commander. P2 Zeratul is so overpowered, it's ridiculous for standard mission timings. I don't know if you're not looking for 9-hour Dead of Nights. You're not, unless you're CTG. You're probably not gonna benefit from like 25 more gas gods because Zeratul couldn't care less. Yeah, exactly. Okay, and now we get to the fun ones. I guess this is definitely duo games and not solo hard carry. Yeah, I'm assuming like you're playing reasonably well and you're not gonna get carried by your ally. You're trying to do as much as you can. You're trying to do your share as much as you can. So, okay, now the fun ones. P3 Abathur. There we go. Please delete your account if you're playing on V3 Avatar. It's just such a useless person. I should leave the game. I should actually make this. There we go. I like that. Ally should leave the game. P3 Abathur is like... Should P2 Warzone? You know what? I agree. You know what? Let's put Warzone down here. So just so like I can convey how much I hate these two prestiges. It's like I'm so tempted to move Stukov down there as well, but Stukov is like... I'm looking at P2 and I'm thinking of bringing it down one level, but... I'm not sure how many people I would upset with by doing that, by just moving it down here. Okay, so let's talk about P3 Abathur. The reason why P3 Abathur drops from 0 to P3, Abathur goes from Craigasm right down to ally should leave the game. It has a new tier just for itself. Is that Abathur's strength is his early game pressure. In the first 5 minutes of the game, you can send a roach, you can drop your toxic nest, you can lure enemy units into those toxic nests, build up biomass, turn the roach into a brutalisk. And then Brewless gives you so much pushing power in the early game. It basically, once you get your first Brewless scout, it's basically you win the game because you have so much pushing potential. And the problem is P3 Abathur prevents you from doing that as effectively, and it slows you down a lot. So that is why P3 Abathur is on the ally should leave the game prestige level. What about 9 out of 10 at night? Yeah, I mean, like, if you're doing really long mutations, if you're doing really long missions, P3 Abathur can get a bit of an advantage, but it is no bueno for the most part. P3 Alrak. Craigasm tier, I think. It's really, really strong. It's like it doesn't really make P0 any worse, and your Death Fleet is also that gives you a new kind of way. Also nerf your overall army for biomass. That's the other thing as well. I keep forgetting that your biomass effect is half as strong. I keep forgetting that. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, your biomass effect is also half as strong, so you need twice the amount of biomass to be as good as okay. P3 Artanis. P3 Artanis, I've been playing it, and I have been playing it a lot, and I kind of actually like it. Is it Komodo hype? Or is it base? It's like it's somewhere in the middle. No Guardian Shell is trash. I've been playing P3 Artanis without the Guardian Shell, and it's actually fine. Like, you drop your Archons down, and it works. It actually kind of works. You don't need your Guardian Shell as long as you shield overcharge. And I know Neometal is going to start ragging on me because I don't shield overcharge his stuff. 15-second 3-3 Archons. It's 3-3 Archons for 15 seconds, but they fire solar lances out. And those solar lances are the things that are actually really, really good. You guys think it's just base? P1 Artanis is Luddle? I don't know. I mean P0 Artanis is Luddle, right? I don't know. I think this is like okay here. Like I think P3 Artanis as Komodo hype. Like is P3 Artanis as good as P0 Alarak? P0 Zigara is P3 Artanis as good as P1 Phoenix? Probably not. But like he's not that far off. This is the most selfish prestige, yeah. Just give it to Artanis, too much hate. Permanent issue. Overshield is OP. I don't know. It's like I don't know if I don't know. I think it's okay. I think P3 Artanis is actually pretty strong with the shield overcharge, with the new mechanic of the shield overcharge and the Archons. I think he's actually pretty good. I think he's decent. P3 Dehaka. I mean, like, it doesn't make him any worse. It doesn't make him any better, but it doesn't make him any worse. Like, if you're playing him correctly, you're gonna stack your biomass on a single Dehaka, and you're gonna use a single Dehaka, and then later on in the late game, you'll have two Dehakas that are like level 15 and awesome. So, I mean, like, it doesn't make him any worse. It doesn't make him any better. Like, I think it's fine. P3 Phoenix. He plays pretty much the same as like standard Phoenix, maybe just a little bit better. Where is P0? Where is P0 Phoenix? That's a lot of Dehakas. Yeah, Dehaka's pretty consistent. P0 Phoenix, I think it's an improvement over P0. I'll put this on this tier, on the Komodo hype tier. I think it's pretty good to prestige. I personally don't like P3 Phoenix, but still first base. Really? You think P3 is as good as base? Actually, it doesn't actually increase the Caldalis, like, it's not the cleave damage, right? Is it that much better? I think it is better. Is it? What do you guys think? Where should P3 Phoenix go? Komodo hyper base? I don't play it. Is about the same as his base? Okay. I think you guys all have the same opinion on this. It's only the attack speed. Okay. P3 base. Okay. Okay, that's fair enough. P3 Han Horner. Where is the regular Han Horner? This goes on the level tier. And the reason why I put P3 on the level tier is it makes your strike fire platforms more expensive, and most of the time, you're probably not going to need to max out on your strike fire platforms anyway, and you're never ever going to go there. Game here to see how my girl Kerrigan is doing. Well, Kerrigan is sitting at Craigasm tier, Komodo hype tier, and we have one on the base tier, which is the P1 Kerrigan. P3 Carax. Craigasm, I think. I've been playing P3 Carax a lot on stream, on my Twitch stream. By the way, guys, if you are not following my Twitch channel, I do stream on Twitch. I have been playing like P3 Carax there. I do random commanders, random maps. Make sure to follow. Make sure to stop by and say hello. You're kinder. I would have put it in Keck W tier. Is it Keck W? I mean, like it's bad, but I don't think it's that much bad. I don't think it's that much worse. Don't you just play P3 like P0 and you're not building much platforms versus air anyway? I think the doubling out of the doubling of the cost of the strike fire platforms like slows you down on certain missions where you can actually clear faster. Like Dead of Night, Part and Parcel are two missions that actually get. Well, I mean, like the next tier up is Amon should leave the game and Caligon. So I don't think P3 KRX deserves to be in this spot. It's like it's good, but it's not that good. And P3 Karax is like already sitting on the top tier. It's like it's sitting with like P3 Alrak and like P2 Kerrigan. It's like it's a good prestige. P3 Kerrigan? P3 Kerrigan Komodo hype tier, I think. What do you guys think of P3 Kerrigan? It's like it's either Komodo hype or Craigasm. Lone Wolf should be up there. You think Lone Wolf goes up here? Okay, fine. I guess Lone Wolf is pretty strong. I think P3 Kerrigan like doesn't really solve a huge problem that like Kerrigan has. Like the reason why I'm putting Kerrigan P3 is the same as P0 is because you don't actually lose out on. You're getting the double like assimilation, like you're getting the double for assimilation aura, but if you're not losing your army, you're just gonna like supply, you're gonna like mineral float anyway a lot faster. It's like is P3 Kerrigan as good as like, you know, money. Indeed. It helps versus air. You can nuke air units, so you can stun. So what are your thoughts? P3 Kerrigan, Craigasm? Does it go with Craigasm? Does it go alongside P3? I was not sure. I was thinking like one of these two tiers. It helps your ally. It's the only utility prestige you have your ally. I like how you guys are playing co-op like the way it's supposed to be played, which is I support my ally. I help my ally. I'm strictly looking at like this thing helps me, screw my ally. I don't care about my ally. So I think Kerrigan's unit sucks, the double money is meh. I don't think Kerrigan as a commander is strong enough to be in the Craigasm tier. I think P2 Kerrigan is. I think P2 Kerrigan is really strong. What is this ally you're speaking of? Exactly. Really? With any prestige? I think P2 Kerrigan deserves it. I'm just not sure about P3. Double the money is awesome. What does P2 Kerrigan do? What does P3 Kerrigan do again? She gives you double resources from Assimilation Aura. Assimilation Aura drops double resources, and her two abilities are changed. Instead of the jumpy move and the slidey move, she has a shooty move and she has a lifty move. So those are the abilities that she has. The lifty move stuns and decloaks, I think, enemy units. I put P3 and P2 in the same boat. Snipe and AoE stun. Okay, we'll keep it this. And then later on, as people are looking through, they can start yelling at me again for like not doing it properly. Mengsk P3, the Inhumane Prestige. This goes in the Craigasm tier. Really solid prestige, very fun to play as well. P3 Nova. I'm gonna put P3 Nova in the base tier. Losing out on shotgun is huge. So having double AoE nuke is kind of nice on certain missions, but not being able to have a shotgun ability on your Nova is actually a huge detriment, and it reduces Nova's power level. P3 Raynor. P3 Mengs is stronger than Craigasm. It is stronger than Craigasm, but I don't think it is enough to warrant that Amon should leave the game. Like, it's strong, but it's not that strong. P3 Raynor? Base? Maybe a little bit stronger? Komodo Hype? I would put him in Komodo Hype. I've been playing P3 Raynor a little bit, and he plays exactly like Bio, but you have, like, infinite Hyperions. Like, I think he goes into Komodo Hype tier. I think it's just a straight up advantage, like a buff on Raynor. P3 Raynor when they build air is good. You should be building air with P3 Raynor, definitely. All of the Haka and Zera are on that tier. It's difficult to judge some of the procedures because utilities are so good at specific things, but bad they are which of the game. Yes. Gall says base for P3 Raynor. I've only seen P3 Raynor on masteries. You should watch my stream. You should watch my stream because I've been playing P3 Raynor on my stream and I've been trying to like polish up the build order for my Raynor. It works really, really well. Hyperion is OP. If you micro it, I do micro the Hyperion. Very, very important to do that. Always keep the Hyperion moving as well. Like, that's a very important tip. Make sure the Hyperion moves. I feel like P3 Raynor shouldn't engage with the army. He doesn't really, like, the way I've been playing Raynor is, like, I max up my air units on the back, and I just spam my Hyperion to clear the enemy bases, and then whatever's left, I kill off with my army. It's, like, it's still a little bit weak, but what I've also been doing is, like, I've been doing a battle cruiser transition. So if I feel like, we're doing really well in the game, I will go up to maybe 100 supply with Viking Banshee, and then I will transition to battle cruisers, and then I'll start killing off my Vikings and my Banshees to put more battle cruisers in, and it works really, really well. I'll try to watch, I promise. Yeah, no problem. Like, people have a lot of fun because, like, I play co-op, but it's mostly just, like, chatting with viewers and just having fun. And I am playing like P3 Raynor, and I'm playing like P3 Carax as well. And I kind of like P3 Raynor and on the Komodo Hype tier. It does work pretty well. I prefer the mass BC rush because BCs can fight with no micro. Yeah, I've been doing Viking Banshee just so I can ramp up my supply really quickly to about 100 supply, and then I just get like battle cruisers. Why kill them? Oh, that is usually because every single time I kill them off, like there's nothing left on the map for me to kill because Centaurus has killed everything else off. That's why. Stetman P3. Where do we put Stetman? Where does Stetman P3 go? What is the downside to Stetman P3? It's like the units are more expensive? I can't remember what the downside is. What is the downside to Stetman P3? I love when my Raynor ally has P3 because he'll go mass battle cruiser no matter what. Leave the game tier. It means you just card carry and do nothing. Well, no, I've actually been carrying people as well on with P3 Raynor. It works really well. No infestors. Does it really, like... Does anyone even use infestors with, like, Stetman? It's like... You can use him to, like, you can use the infestors to, like, buff Super Gary a little bit. But it's not really that, like, that much more expensive. Like... I'm tempted to just put him on the Craigasm tier, because you're actually not losing out on much. I use infestors. Units cost 40% more minerals. Komodo Hype tier? I think it drops them down a little bit, because units are a little bit more expensive. Get W tier. Only Kane uses infestors. Honestly, I'm going to Dead Knight P3 Stetman is pretty bad. CG loves its infestors. So, Keck W tier, guys? I don't know why people don't use infestors. I think it's usually just the extra micro that's required for them. Free unit spam. I think the problem is, like, people either use infestors, they go mass infestor, or they don't make infestors at all. Komodo Hype sounds fair. I'm thinking of dropping it down. What do you guys think? Lull tier, I'd say. Lull tier? Definitely a downgrade. I agree with the downgrade. I think it's a downgrade. Base sounds fair. Yeah, I mean, like, it's not bad. It's not bad, but it's not particularly good either, right? Because like you still have super carry. Why Nova is near P2 on the base tier? Why is Nova P2 on the base tier? Because I think it is not as good as P0, so it drops down one level. It's between the two. Yeah, I do agree. It's like it's not as yeah. You know what? It's like somewhere in the middle here. So we leave it at that. Stukov P3. Stukov P3. Where is P1 Stukov? I'll put it over here. I think it's good, but the issue with P3 Stukov is it just takes so long to ramp up, and I don't think you have the pushing power that you need in the early game to sustain. So it's it's all right. Once you snowball, it's like really good. Hype Komoda hype tier. You think I'm undervaluing its strength? You think it goes along P1? It's as good as P1. Get 5 bunkers that is in the game? Okay, fair enough. Komoda hype tier then. P3 Swan is a siege tank. Lull tier. It doesn't really do very much. And like you lose your 50% of your cooldowns. What chat is he reading? I'm reading the live chat. Why? I think P3 is slightly better than P1. Okay, so yeah, we put it over there. Did I just kill my chat? Can some people type something on chat? Or is it not working? Because I think the chat just stopped. YouTube, I should not have changed my message. Can people type something? Oh my god, I hate the YouTube so much. Let's pop out the chat. This thing happens every single time. Like if you... 1 second. Where's... Why YouTube? Why you do this to me? Why you do this? I want to be fun and interactive. AOM is an old man. Well, that was the first message you got. Thank you. P1 Jimmy BC Rush OP. Oh god. Oh god. P3 Abathur is tier. Does the chat work? P3 Stukov is completely immune to enemy comp, but P1 army can be a bit fragile. Fair enough. Fair enough. Something. Okay, there we go. I can see your question messages. Today I saw the hacker rock slug my rocks. He's helping his ally. P3 Tychus? P3 Tychus just as good as P1. I don't think Amon should leave the game if he sees P3 Tychus. P3 Warzone. Now this prestige. This prestige is an A-class prestige. Really strong Craigasm prestige there. Very strong prestige. P3 Warzone. P3 Zagara. Craigasm as well. I think it's really strong. The strength of the hero unit just becomes insane, and the cost of increase of the unit's not too significant. P3 Warzone is really good at late. Yes, it's really good. Army of heroic DTs with time stop. You time stop and you draw and you spawn like 20 DTs. It just wrecks everything. The pushing power is so good. And then P3 Zeratul. Of course Zeratul goes over here. Amon should leave the game. Does P3 warrant that? Does P3 Zeratul like warrant that kind of strength? Because like it's kind of strong. It's like Zeratul basically solos the entire map, right? But like, nah. P3 Zagar carry the first 15 minutes by herself. Yes, very strong commander. P3 Zeratul should be leave the game for base random no mutation. P3 mildly falls off in the longer games. Game goes long enough. P3 Zeratul does die a bit. Okay, P2 Zeratul is better. Is a stronger Zeratul probably for price increase. P3 can just go to leave the game. Interesting. Is there anything here, like, there might be like a little bit up down on some of these, but is any one of these like things like vastly out of place? I should leave the game. Oh, I feel so bad. Eviling is gonna rail on me tomorrow. He's like, I think he's asleep right now, but he's gonna wake up in the morning and he's gonna see this and he's just gonna like flip out on me and then he's gonna play these two prestiges on stream 24/7. They just torture me. I have a 1 minute delay. Oof. Try refreshing the stream. I don't know if that'll work though. I do not know if that'll work. P2 Zeratul becomes relevant at like 15 minutes. Most maps should be completed at that point. That is one though. That is the one issue. That is the reason why I was not really too keen on moving Zeratul like up or down the tiers because like P2, like unless you're able to pick up the 4th artifact fragment, you're not really getting very much benefit. You still think P2 Swan is wrong? Should it go in the Keck W tier? Should be twin base and run called Y. I mean, P3 Nova is not next to P2 Nova. P2 Nova? Where is P2 Nova? Oh, there we go. Okay, I fixed that one. All swans go into Keck W. I'm kind of tempted to like put some of the prestiges there. The thing is, like, I did play with P1, and it's not that bad. It's like losing the cooldowns does suck, but it's not that bad. All swans go to ally should like. Oh my god, I'm so glad like half you guys are not making up. Like half these commanders would just be like, oh, ally should leave. If it's not Zeratul or Stetman, ally should leave. P2 Nova, I've had fun with Mass Siege Tank and airdrops fire mines on the enemy. AoE Swan laser is really good. I played it a little bit. It's really good, but I think losing the cooldown is huge. Like I said, but because like I'm using every single map and every single commander, I can't really rate it any lower. Because Dead of Night is where it really sucks. P2 Stukov is Gek W. P2 Stukov should be in Gek W? Really? Is it? It's not the thing about P2 Stukov, right? It is kick W in itself, the thing that you have to do to play like P2 Stukov, the thing that you do when you're playing it, but it doesn't actually like make him worse. Actually, you know what? P2 could go down to the lull tier because like I'm assuming like you're gonna sit and make banshees, right? The banshees don't really do very much, so does it go down to the lull tier here? Like that. You get a new cooldown with P2 Stukov called 16 Siege Tank Drop. You lose nothing with P2 Stukov. You lose a civilian time, which is like kind of important when you have the Infested Colonist compound. Which means you gotta load them into Banshees, which means you gotta make Banshees. It's not mutation, it's not solos, it's kind of how easier, how fast it is to win the duo. I guess Zagar is good at that stuff. Yeah, Zagar is actually like pretty solid at doing those things. I would legit move every Zagar prestige 2 tiers down. Where is Zagara? Zagara is like Komodo hype. You think Zagara is really bad? I don't know. Like, I think P0 Zagara is like one. Like, I think Zagara is one of the stronger commanders in the game. If I ever got P2 Stukov, I just go Master Axe. I feel like mainly P2 Stukov despite the off of you. Eviling is gonna do that tomorrow for me. He's just gonna queue up with me and he's just gonna play P2 Stukov. Just make Banshees as ally should leave. It's not, and Caligon is biased. And Caligon, why are you hating on Zagara? Why are you hating on Zagara and making Punisher feel bad? Don't you know Punisher and Zagara like go hand in hand? Why are you trying to hurt Punisher's feelings? Zagara's only bad pre-15, so people underestimate her. Yeah, I think like Zagara is pretty good. Like, to be honest, I think she's one of the stronger commanders in the game. Or Punisher. No mutators. I actually forgot to put my this on the promotions thing. So I'm gonna make a post over here on the promotions channel. There we we go. We'll do that. How happy are you when you roll Zagara on Dead of Night or Minor Evacuation? On Dead of Night, I'm happy because Zagara has a really fast clear on Dead of Night. Minor Evacuation is the only one where she kind of struggles, but again, like, it's pretty much her worst map. But you know, you can get away with like bio launchers and stuff. So I'm actually not too concerned, and especially now with Apex Predator, like Zagara is actually not too bad. Which is why I put Apex Predator on the Craigasm tier. Does someone ever build bio launchers? I build it on Dead of Night. Not Dead of Night. I build it sometimes on Dead of Night, but I always build them on Minor Evacuation. It's pretty much the only way Zagara can reasonably hold the mission. Otherwise, you kind of get wrecked really quickly. Karax B2 is better? Karax B2? What is wrong with Karax B2? Where is Karax B2? I can't remember where I put half these commanders. Karax B2, Komodo Hype. I think Karax B2 is like Craigasm tier? Or is it Karax B2 is as good as Karax B3? I don't know. I think Karax B3 is a lot better. I think Karax B2 and 3 should be both bumped up a tier. Do Amon should leave the game? I don't think so. I don't think Karax B3 is that good. Bio Launcher Prestige could be nice. Should the Haka P2 go with P2 Stepman and Tychus? Nah, no way. No way the Haka gets that strong. No way it gives them. No way they're that strong. Is it random +6 environment? No, this is just brutal, just regular brutal difficulty. No mutators active. You know what would be interesting, guys? Do you want to do one with the prestige being used to its maximum potential, like against mutations and stuff? Do you guys want to do a tier list with, like, when we're considering mutations? If you want, we can do another tier list. And we can do one for mutations. You guys want to do one with, like, mutations as well? So, the first thing we'd have to figure out is, like, do a tier list with Chaos Studios, definitely. Or for a discussion, that's good for it. The thing is, like, we'd have to figure out how we want to do it. I won't be able to do it right now, but I can schedule, like, another YouTube stream. People seem to be enjoying this, so I could do another, like, stream, and we could consider mutation, like, generally for mutations, how good the commander is. Do a tier list for maps. So here's a question, guys. Should we do, like, this is now a general tier list. Should I do future streams where, like, the best commander for, like, Rifts to Core Hall, like, the best prestiges for Rifts to Core Hall, and just do a Rifts to Core Hall tier list, and then we do a Void Thrashing tier list, and then we do a Minor Evacuation tier list? Should we do something like that? AO Master is trying to make up content right now. I think I'll have enough content for like a year, and then once we're done the mission tier list, we can do the mutator tier list. Which prestige is good for Avenger? Yeah, sure, do. Are you guys serious? Are you guys serious? You actually want to see that? You guys actually want to see that? Great, love that tier list. Everyone just goes F10Q. I thought there will be the top for all the tier lists. It's very likely. Do it? Really? Okay. So I'll make a post, and what I'll do is there a way of saving this thing? Save download. So can I save this? So what do I do here? Can I like Vicky? Why are they disabling the right click? Oh, never mind. Never mind. He's not happy. Just open the image in new tab. Okay. So what I will do More tier list. Be the anti. I'll just make. Oh, then you know what we can do, guys. We can do a tier list. Like we have the general tier list right now, right here. We can make a tier list for every map, and then we can make a tier list for every mutator, and so we'll have something like 65 tier lists, or no, we'll have more than we'll have about 75 tier lists, and then we will do a tier list of tier lists. This will be the final stream. It'll be a tier list of tier lists. We can tier the tier lists. Yeah, do a tier list per map and mutator. You'll have years of content. Yeah, AO Master's like struggling for content right now. If you have an account, you can add the tier list to your page. Now the real question, do I have to learn how to play P2 Stukov? Nope, don't ever play P2 Stukov. Good morning to you, Hazard here. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay, thanks for asking. You can view all the tiers on the user page. Make a tier list of SC2 co-op streamers. Can we have a tier list of players? Gibson and Amon. For Amon should lose the game. Oh, guys, by the way, I'm gonna start casting the co-op tournament. I have the videos, I have the VOD, like I have the replay files. I just have to try and cast it. So, I wonder if I can actually open up Adobe Premiere and show you what it looks like. I'll give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek as to what the intro screen, and then you guys can give me some feedback on it. I guess no mutator is quite easy. Tier list is low unless you need to speedrun. Yes. That is true. Once you get to a good level of skill, it's not really very significant. Tier list fest. Tier list of inhumane players. Do a tier list of worst ally prestigious to play. Tier list of coolness and fun to play. Tier list of Twitch pin tries. Yes, I should actually do that. Oh, 1 second, guys. I'm loading up Adobe Premiere. I can show you what the intro screen to the co-op tournament is going to look like. It'll be kind of fun. Sneak peek. Well, I don't have the games casted, if you're wondering about that. But I do have like the intro screen. It was the same thing that I showed on the Discord as well. I think what I might do though is I might do a full like commander list. I'll show you guys. Waiting for this thing to load. Just waiting for this thing to load. My processor is like kind of dying because it's rendering OBS stuff right now. Tier list of top bars. Should I just rename my YouTube channel to SC2 co-op tier lists? I'll just do like I end Mythbusters, I end Mutation Casts. And then I just like do tier lists for all time. When is the tier list of rock slapping champion plays of all time? That is also something else. Can I switch over to the display without exploding everything? Can I do that without breaking stuff? What are the odds? Hey, it works. Almost. It's good enough. So this is what it looks like right now. So this is the number of lives each team has. This is the mutator selection. The background is the map that is being selected, and then the two commanders that is being played. So this is what it looks like right now. I'm thinking, instead of doing this, I'm going to show the full, like all the commanders, and then I fade out the ones that have been selected because they cannot be played again. So that is basically what the thing is going to look like. I'm not really sure. I want if you guys have any opinions on it. Like there'll also be a voiceover. I'll be talking about like some of the. Oh god, it's walking infested. You will be very surprised at some of the mutator sets. Added below the life bar. Yeah, I'm thinking of removing these. Like I don't know if I can do that right now because I don't have the commander portrait set up. But I'm thinking of like removing these and just putting the commander list like here. I'm moving these guys down. So I would I'd move all these guys down. Can I? After Effects. Okay. What I would do is I just basically move them down a little bit here, like they'd sit like somewhere like that, and then I just have the commander list, the full portrait, set of commander portraits on here, and then they'll be just faded out as the commanders have been selected, something like that. Tier list of which commander can rock slapping their natural defense as possible. The tier list of Wheel of Misfortune would be good next step. How good each commander is. That is better. Yeah, I have a feeling that might be a little bit better. I could even do the map pool. I can just like do the map pool as well. I can do like the commander list and I just do the map pool. And that way like I just select them off as it goes along. Might be a little bit better. Tier list of best commanders to team kill with. Isn't it Mengsk? Isn't Mengsk like #1 for team killing? Just converts his entire army over to just murder his ally. I'm pretty sure that is the case. Pretty sure that is the case. But yeah, I think that is pretty much it. We'll do the tier list. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna post on the YouTube channel, on the community posts. I'll like make a poll for people to. You people like tier lists, so let's do that. I'll make like a different set of tier lists for different things, and we can just have some fun with it. I probably won't be able to stream every single week, but I'll make this as like a one-off kind of special stream, so you guys can have fun with that. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you all very much for watching. And yeah, you guys have a good weekend. And as usual, I will be back tomorrow and I'll be live on Twitch to stream some more co-op. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you.